Good afternoon, and welcome to the Baccalaureate service for the Wayland Academy class of 2020. This service is a reflection of our collective community's faith, one of the four pillars upon which the Academy stands, and it harkens back to our roots as a religious institution. Today, our school is a much different place than it was when it was founded, and yet we choose to maintain the tradition of this ceremony so that we may remind our students that while they're in our classrooms for only a few short years, they are in our prayers and our hearts forever.
Hi. The first reading is from the Holy Gospel as told by Matthew, the 3rd chapter, beginning at the 13th verse. At that time, Jesus came from Galilee to the Jordan River so that John would baptize him. John tried to stop him and said, "I need to be baptized by you, yet you come to me." Jesus answered, "Allow me to be baptized now. This is necessary to fulfill all righteousness." So John agreed to baptize Jesus. When Jesus was baptized, he immediately came up out of the water. Heaven was opened to him, and he saw the Spirit of God come down like a dove and resting on him. A voice from heaven said, "This is my Son, whom I dearly love. I find happiness in him." Here ends the reading.
The second reading is from the Holy Gospel as told by Matthew, the 10th chapter, beginning at the 5th verse. Jesus sent these 12 out and commanded them, "Don't go among the Gentiles or into a Samaritan city. Go instead to the lost sheep, the people of Israel. As you go, make this announcement: the kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those with skin diseases, and throw out demons. You've received without having to pay. Therefore, give without demanding payment. Workers deserve to be fed, so don't gather gold or silver or copper coins, for your money begets to take your trips. Don't take a backpack for the road, or 2 shirts or sandals or a walking stick. Whatever city or village you go into, find somebody in it who is worthy and stay there until you go on your way. When you go into a house, say peace. If the house is worthy, give it your blessing of peace. But if the house isn't worthy, take back your blessing. If anyone refuses to welcome you or listen to your words, shake the dust off your feet as you leave that house or city. I assure you that it will be more bearable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah on Judgment Day than it will be for that city." Here ends the reading.
I'd like to begin by once again welcoming everybody who is a part of this chapel service. We may not all be gathered in Kimberly Chapel, but Wayland Academy is not just a campus in Beaver Dam. It is a community of scholars and of friends from all around the world. And I believe that having this service, one last chapel gathering for our graduating seniors, is as meaningful and important as it would be if we were all together in person. And now I want to invite everyone, but especially the seniors, to participate in a short exercise I'm borrowing from one of my heroes, the great Fred Rogers. Let's all take 30 seconds and together close our eyes and think of all the people who have loved us into being, who care for us still, who brought us to this day, and who we still carry in our own hearts. Let's take 30 seconds. I'll keep the time. Whomever you thought of, think of how happy those people would be knowing that their kindness has made a difference for you. Think of how proud they certainly are of you and how lucky they feel to have known you. You should also know that someone else watching this service very likely thought of you when they closed their eyes, and that there are many other people who would also think of you if they had the chance to do this. The kindness you have shown in your life matters, and you matter more to others than you possibly know. In today's first reading, Jesus goes to be baptized in the River Jordan by John the Baptist. This event is generally recognized as the beginning of Jesus' public ministry, a ministry that would go on to change the course of human history. And when Jesus is baptized, the heavens open up and the voice of God says, "This is my beloved Son. In him I am well pleased." This statement is surprising and remarkable. Of all the things God could have said to God's only Son, only God knew who he knew would go on to change the world. God chose simply to profess his love. Like Jesus in this story, you seniors will soon begin your public ministry, your life's work, away from the safety and familiarity of Wayland Academy. And there are probably a million pieces of advice that one could give you. But instead, let me follow the example of this reading and simply say this: you are our beloved graduates. In you, we are well pleased. I offer these words not only for myself, but for all of us who have cared for you during your time at our academy. No matter where you go or what you do, this will always be true. You will always have a home here, and you will always be thought of and prayed for at this small but extraordinary school. And your words and actions are indelibly printed on the hearts of your teachers. But that is not all I have to say to you today. Author and New York Times columnist David Brooks once said that in the scheme of things, we don't create our lives. We are summoned by life. The world existed long before you and will last long after you. And that in the brief span of your life, you have been thrown by fate, by history, by chance, by evolution, or by God into a specific place with specific problems and needs. We are more aware today than ever of the shared challenges our world faces and of our interdependence on one another. We are in the midst of historically challenging and uncertain times, and even after we must endure this global pandemic, there will be challenges that must be met, and they must be met by you. Your graduation is not only a celebration, it is a call to action. In receiving a Wayland education, you are given a great opportunity. And so in the spirit of our second reading, I call upon you to go forth into the world, scary as it seems, and do your best to change it for the better. To that end, ask yourself where your unique talents, your gifts, intersect with the need of our shared society. Whatever vocation you choose, measure your success in the lives you have touched and the good you have done, not in the money you've accumulated. And in choosing your vocation, I urge you, do not pursue a job. Pursue your life's work. You students, collectively and individually, are our life's work, and we know that we have made the world better every time we have borne witness to your joy and your sorrow during your time at this academy. Our relationships with each of you will not end when you cross the stage, but they will become different. Our work in preparing you for the world away from this campus will have ended, and your work in changing the world however you are meant to will begin. You are worthy. You are beloved. You are the pride of our school today, and you are a joy to all of those who have loved you into being. I leave you with the words of the incomparable Walt Whitman. O me, O life, of the questions of these reoccurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of the cities filled with the foolish, of myself forever reproaching myself, for who more foolish than I, and who more faithless, of eyes that vainly crave the lights of the objects mean of the struggle ever renewed, of the poor results of all, of the plodding and sordid crowds I did see around me, of the empty and useless years of the rest, with the rest me intertwined, the question, O me, so sad recurring, what good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists in identity, that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. Thank you. God bless you.
God be with you till we meet again. Loving counsels guide uphold you. With the shepherd's care enfold you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Unseen wings protecting guide you. Daily manna still provide you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Unseen perils thick confound you. Put unfailing arms around you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Loving banner floating o'er you, smite as threatening wave before you. God be with you till we meet again.
Go forth into the world in peace. Be strong and of good courage. Hold fast that which is good. Render to no one evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the afflicted. Show love to everyone. Good night, and thank you.